Life Source Education and Encouragement presents a special collection titled This Deacon. And now a prologue for context.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me for this series I'm calling This Deacon. My intent is to share with you the various experiences, life lessons, successes and failures, thoughts, perspectives that I gained from 10 years of service as a deacon in a small Christian non-denominational ministry. I know that religion in general can be a sensitive topic, so let me be clear that I'm sharing my story. I don't intend to give offense to anyone about anything, but I know I can't control whether or not people choose to take offense. So, with that being said, let's get some perspective and some context. I'm going to first talk about the ministry itself, what non-denominational means, how it's governed, how it's structured, and the nature of the ministry, at least the one in which I participated. I'm also going to talk about the role of the deacon, its origin, and how it plays out in modern times, again, according to my experience. And in case I miss something important, I'm going to do a review of key points from both of those topics. By definition, a non-denominational ministry is not affiliated with a larger religious group, not like, say, the Catholic Church worldwide, the Presbyterian Church nationally, or perhaps the Southern Baptist Convention regionally. A non-denominational ministry is independent by creation. Typically, a pastor-led one is created by the pastor. He selects the doctrine and the tenets that are involved with that, and is not answerable to a larger group, at least not here on earth. The ministry tends to focus more on Bible authority, Bible teaching, not traditions and practices received from a larger organization that was created over time. As for the structure, the pastor is the top executive. He is supported by a board that gives advice, gives help on the vision, if you will. And he's typically assisted by an associate pastor, some deacons, and then volunteers in various sub-ministries and then in general. It's important to know that for this kind of ministry, they tend to be personality driven. In other words, the way that the doctrine is delivered, the style of the services are typically determined by the pastor. His personality will mold how things go. His preferences, biases, for better or for worse, will color everything that happens in the ministry. So that means if the pastor evolves, grows, matures, the ministry should do well. If the pastor struggles with those things, the ministry will not do so well. In talking about the role of the deacon, first let me tell you how it originated. If you look in the Bible in the book of Acts, chapter 6, verses 1 through 7, you'll find that the apostles who walked with and served Jesus were in a growing ministry, huge, and they were having trouble getting everyone fed, those who were in need at least. So they appointed 7 men to assist with waiting tables, if you will, men of good character and good standing. It's important to know that everyone was evangelizing to some degree, and those men were chosen because they had strong spiritual gifts for preaching and for ministry, as well as for waiting tables. As a modern deacon, my primary role was to assist the pastor in all operations, whether it be Sunday services, Bible studies, once a month potlucks, just whatever needed to be done. My job was to assist in all the ways that he needed assistance. I would also provide observations and information. One person can't see everything, so deacons typically make the pastor aware of issues and situations, good and bad, that may need attention. In my particular case, it so happened that I also served on the board of directors, so I had multiple roles as a deacon. And of course, when I say multiple roles, I mean it's like the old job description thing at the end, other duties as assigned. As believers, exercising humility and a desire to serve, we just did whatever was needed according to our gifts, talents, and skills. So to review those key points, and again, I'm setting the context, setting the stage for help you interpret what you see and hear from me going forward. Remember that a non-denominational ministry is not created by a larger organization. A single pastor creates the ministry, chooses the doctrine, how it's implemented, and what have you. And that pastor is the final authority, at least here on earth, for that ministry. Those of us assisting the pastor, whether we're on the board, whether we're a deacon, whether a volunteer in a sub-ministry, we do whatever is necessary to help the ministry run well. My hopes for you. May this series inspire you to speak your truth, encourage you along your journey, and embolden you to help others, because all of us have special gifts and talents that are specifically of use to someone out there. Don't deny the world your gifts.
A reminder on building together. If you want to support this labor of love, scan the QR code, or you can copy and paste the link into your browser. Coming soon, my Deacon Decade series, episode 1, the first 3 years. Thank you so much for being here and sharing the journey. Do subscribe for notifications so you don't miss an episode. Take care and God bless.